interested in horticulture, in growing plants, and also growing plants that you wouldn't normally see in certain climates. So naturally, greenhouses are a big attraction because you can grow tropical plants in pretty much any climate. So to prepare, I spent a lot of time with plants to begin with, just to make sure that this was the profession I wanted. So a lot of horticulture, landscaping, gardening, just getting that hands-on experience with plants as a high school student. And then moving forward, I started looking at universities and other places that offer degrees in horticulture. So I settled on going to Temple, getting a 4-year Bachelor's of Science in Horticulture degree. And that prepared me to take over this position here. So I learned pretty much the nuts and bolts of horticulture, of how to grow plants and how to manage an indoor growing space. So being a greenhouse manager, there are lots of different aspects that you may not necessarily think about, which is part of the reason I like this position, because you get a lot of variety. It's not the same thing every single day. So there's day-to-day tasks such as watering plants, keeping plants alive. There's pest management, so you have to identify different plants and different pest species, so a little bit of entomology in there as well, and then learn how to control those pests. There's also the mechanical side of keeping a greenhouse operational. So things like motors, vents, other mechanical features like that. So as I mentioned, there's some things that you don't necessarily think about as being related to greenhouse management. And one of those is mechanical repairs and mechanical upkeep of a greenhouse space. You can contract that work out, but sometimes it's good to know yourself what's going on and how to problem solve and troubleshoot basic problems. So if you want to start getting into the greenhouse management profession, it's good to get some experience. So try volunteering or looking for internships at different companies and things like that, just to get familiar with what's going on and figure out what areas that you might need to work on, or make sure you know what to expect as you move forward. Once you establish that, you can start looking at educational opportunities, whether it be a technical school or a 4-year college experience. So being a greenhouse manager, we get to grow a lot of really cool plants, and oftentimes these plants may be threatened or endangered in their native habitats. So the greenhouse and our Ambler Arboretum as a whole play a part in that by cultivating these plants ex situ or outside of their native habitats to preserve the gene bank and to make sure that these species stay afloat. So in the greenhouse, we primarily do propagation work, so seeds and cuttings of these rare or potentially threatened plants that we can then grow either in the greenhouse permanently or out in the arboretum collections.